The beauty about it is we have laid the foundation. Now the only thing that is left is filling and sanding. The cage is here. Fantastic work. The issue we have is the structure of the site. The client has a timeline of Wednesday. Jango malizo mulimu gwange, this is the last job we are going to do, me and you. Just come and finish my job. I'm pissed. Like, look at this. I paid this guy already half to get the job done, but he has just gotten me 2 guys. The ones working at the reception area. This area has not been touched. Here the echoes are still here. Frustrating. I have to finish this today to make sure I gypsums are up. Tomorrow, painters come, they fill it up, and I expect it to be painted by tomorrow. But it's not moving, so that means I'm frustrated and things are not happening. For a Saturday, I should be far than I am now. We had to remove the initial coatings of the soundproofing. Actually, they're actually working because we didn't have these echoes, no? So basically, we just have to work it first, work on the aesthetics of the place, then we can now fix back clear and proper soundproofing in clear areas. Because I'm from town buying all the lighting accessories that we need, so I believe by tomorrow we are gonna, the lightings are gonna go in, and I'm gonna start having a picture now unfolding. So yeah, Rashid still held up at another site, so he has to come here tomorrow. So tomorrow is on shift all day. I expect the lightings to go in, fixtures to move. Yeah, so today is not full throttle, as I always say. Not yet, not yet. If I had guys working here downstairs and also the makeup area, I would say full throttle. But without that, I am frustrated. It's really not working the way I really want it to work. I really hate losing my head when I'm on site, you know. But it's unavoidable because timelines are tight. Client wants to come in and, you know, an extra workers avail themselves and to get the job done, but the guys are not really moving at my pace. So it's really, really frustrating. So basically, whoever comes on site should be doing something. I don't want people sitting around. When you come and sit down, you're costing me money and you're wasting my time. If I give you an assignment, I expect it to be done in the timelines that I've set. Because once you sit down and you're just lazing around, then you're not giving me value, you're wasting my time, you're wasting my money, and you know, it's not good for business. Every second now counts. For me to be able to, at least, because I promised the client through the weekend, I'll have moved 80 to 90%. But now I'm not even near 10% until that reception is covered, and this has to be done today, with or without fail. So I'm in for a very long shift again to make sure I'd actually be able to deliver on that promise. When the client actually came and saw the cage, that was the definition of why I came into this business, is to move someone from a gloomy face to a happy one. He gave me the assignments, I executed, it was not as he wanted, so I had to work it to make sure it is what exactly he wanted. And yeah, when he came in, everything could depict it. He was very happy to see it, he was very glad that I had actually come through to basically fulfill, you know, what he really needed. For him, it is at cost. Basically, so in his books, I'm a very good project manager, but from where I am, I slumped a bit because I lost about 500,000 to rebuild it. That I would have saved, you know, to do other things. So basically, it's about to give and take. To give and take in this flipping. You know, you don't know what's in the unknown. So every other time you have to make sure you're figuring out what is in the unknown. I expected him to react, but not the way he did. I expected him to be understanding, like, hey, okay, it has been dismantled and it's going to be fixed, but you know, well, this is not his field of experience, of expertise. So still, as any other client, of course, he had to worry, and of course, he expressed that in his frustrations. The calls that he gave me, be tough, but yeah, that's what the business is all about, you know, tough love. Today you're punching each other, and then tomorrow you're shaking hands on a new deal and a new business, you know, for the excellence of both our businesses. So that's where we're at. Right now, I'm still struggling. Maybe latest update, the client has, since I started the project, the client had never given me any, apart from the cage, he had never given me any sight of what exactly he wants. And he has just sent through right now, basically his plan on. So glad I've not bought the entire paint range, you know. So now I have time to actually go back and actually fix in his colors. But before I didn't know. So basically the timing was okay, though it beats a bit in my planning. Yeah, because I had planned to, you know. And then also some paint is not readily available. You have to order and wait for like about minimally 72 hours to get that paint to come through, because of special orders. So I have to put that into consideration to make sure that next week is able to move in and start operations. Well, for me, I expect on Monday to be doing the final things as per what we have agreed. I expect to be doing the final paintings on Monday for the cyclorama. Of course, the painter is in. Lawrence is a very fast guy. He's already fixing my black that we wanted, you know, at the front of the studio, so that one's already coming in properly. Then of course inside here we have to first rework the walls to make sure they're ready to receive the paint. Yeah, then, you know, I believe by Monday we shall be doing the final paintings. I just have briefly 1.5 days, but basically 2. Tomorrow Sunday and then Monday, so 2.5 days. It's already 3:30, so basically days in already. We are late where we should be. Makeup area should be, we should now be actually filling it up, but that's not been done. So I want the guys, they've told me within an hour they're going to be done fixing the reception. So I expect them to move now to the makeup area, and then they do the studio last as the day closes. We have a small light that can help us do that. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm waiting for this material to come, for these guys that I can be able to start. Client was here, he gave us another different brief. Basically, we are creating another wall here. So we are partitioning this. We are giving it a diameter of 20 centimeters. It's going to be about 2.9 meters high. So we're covering this. So it's going to keep privacy for the bathroom, but then also it will be an addition for the makeup area, because we are going to get a mirror and mount it on this wall that we are creating. So makeup, come here, have a bit of so you have a bit of, you know, a bit of light here. So I'll also make the space a bit bigger. Then here, after closing this off, we are going to create another mega hole here. As you see these demarcations, this is about 20 centimeters in between. So we're doing another 20 to come. Yeah, so basically that's what we're adding today. Of course, guys are already here. They are sanding, they are putting a filler on the spots that were covered last time. So yeah, we are moving. We are moving. That's where we are at as of now. But then also we need to add more light. So we're going to add a track light. We need to add a track light there, up there. We already have it on site. We wanted to use it for the studio, but I'm going to first test it here to see how it goes. Man, innovations every other single day. You have to come out with different things. Something is not working, and lighting is key for this. So if you look at someone seated down here, so you need to have a lot of light so they can be able to do the makeup, so that it can be able to come out properly. Yeah, for the studio, we have done the first installation of lighting. So don't want it to be so like lighting, daylight. Of course, the track light I bought wanted to use it for the studio, but I want to first test the makeup and make sure it's okay, so we have to remove. Remember, we had that fast soundproofing thingy, those sponges, so we have to remove them and rework this wall. So we have to scrape it and rework it. Make sure it's smooth again, and then we can come and work. Of course, these wire droppings, we don't have a switch here, so we need to create a switch that is going to work and function here. We need to give a bit of a, we're going to buy a big trunking for that area to give it the sockets. So basically where we are at, the client happened, that means we have to get back to the drawing board. So I have to redo the painting. The good news is, well, he somewhat likes the work, that and the progress where we are at. But now the bad news is they have a lot of things to change. Where we're at currently, yeah, we have to work, remove paint and rework the walls and put the paint that the client wants. The cyclo had to be closed today because the pathway is in. I have the path already. Just wanted these guys to paint. We put it and we know we are done. Tomorrow we get the cleaners in, and then we call it a wrap. But I might end up being here another day. The changes we are making, the purple wall has to go. Basically, the client is opting for granite gray. So we are going to do granite gray. The doors have been painted smoke gray. So we're doing granite gray for this entire wall plus the base. Of course, we have the wall that we have to rework there. See, it has to be reworked, a bit of with filler. So the ceiling has to go back to white. So that's where we are at. But good progress. The studio, we changed it from black and burgundy to all white. So the profile we shall put in for soundproofing will give us the color contrast. But now it's fully white. That's the color we're going to have. We expect, we thought we would be able to carpet it today, but we're looking at the timeline, waiting for the paint to dry. Add another coat and see how it looks like, see if we can paint. If we can paint, well and good. If not, then it will be done tomorrow. Well, the reception, of course, a lot of work has been done. It was fully painted, you see, but now we had to load the wall panels, the wall paneling. Yeah, so we got the boards in. We had a tough time lifting it up, but well, we succeeded, so it's up. So we have put the wall panels. What is painting are just the pendants, and then of course the fillings of all the other areas that we have punctured, and then we can move. My timeline is moving. Today was the timeline, so I'm looking at finally Thursday now. Thursday we should be able to close. Just a few hours to say and shout that it's a flip. Those who have been with us from the beginning, it has been a rigorous 4 weeks for us to actually set the studio up. Yeah, the cyclorama is done. The new partitions of the 2 areas that the client wanted are done. The makeup area is done. The studio painting and laying of the carpet, that is done. The reception creation is also done, and the repainting of the entire premise is actually done. So basically everything that was supposed to be done by us has been concluded. The teams have worked really hard, you know, different teams that we have had from the cage. You remember George, we had George on the cage. The makeup area is also done. So basically everything that is in our hands, because even the outsourced cleaning services is paid by the client. So for us, what we're doing is basically supervisory roles to make sure that our laid work is not actually destroyed. So basically we are done and our hands are really, really clean. The client was here last night and he was really excited and happy about what has been done so far. Of course, the input of the teams, you know, we are in a good place. So it has been a journey, a lot of changes here and there, a lot of ruckus. You know, I think you can remember what happened at the cage, you know, when the client wanted everything out, and then the change in modes. And this is what I live for every single day. This is why I flip, to change from the beginning of concept creation, concept creation, then we move to getting the job done. You know, of course, the ruckus that happens in there, you know, the agreements and disagreements with the client. But then at the end of the day, us being able to give the client a full project properly done, and with them not having any reservations. Well, it's a plus or minus when it comes to the budget. Of course, we had different costs allocated, but then in the end, you know, one thing we have learned in this flipping business is, as you come to the close, that's where you actually spend more, because you're trying to do those last fixtures, and the fact that you need them in an instant, one, it's going to cost you a lot of money in terms of labor, because you need it done express. So some of the things we have been hit, we have had a bit of savings here and there, but of course it's a plus or minus, that's what I can say, because the budget, when you look at the numbers, we had to use minimally about 32 million, but currently I think we have gone overboard. We have used about 38 million, so we're about 6 million above what we had actually planned to use. So yeah, we're in a good place. What matters is the client being happy at the end of the day. When we are flipping, we flip for the next job. So this is a flip, move on to the next one. This is what was keeping me out. And one thing I can tell you, it is worth everything, that every energy and every second and every minute that we are putting with the teams that we have worked with, you know, to deliver the project, you know, from the painters, you know, the carpenters, you know, and above it all, our clients. Thank you guys for trusting us. Thank you for working with Xtreme Flip. And well, I can glad to say, it's a flip.